Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. It's about, 20 minutes before reset here, and yeah, we just gotta record replays early this week, because otherwise you're probably not going to get the recording in, so let's just get straight into it. Not too many replays around so far this week. We'll see what happens towards the end of the season. But, of course, this week it is Panic Manor bonus, which is not great for us, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Running Odor in the 7th slot, pretty goofball shenanigans with low refresh and attack defense solo, of course with his weapon. Just everyone gets more HP and defense, which is incredibly useful. But of course, the issue with that is unit placement. I ended up using Legendary Byleth this time around, and he definitely was alright as a bonus unit with his null follow-up shenanigans. But honestly, definitely pretty underwhelming in terms of damage output. Here, Legendary Byleth's unable to one-run KO Henry because of guard, but he's in Wings of Mercy range, which allows Olivia to go in and pick up the kill. But we only have just Olivia as our dancer on this team, so it's kind of awkward. But here, Olivia's able to survive dual Ephraim because of Legendary Byleth, giving her that null follow-up shenanigans. So Ephraim has to take 2 actions to pick up the kill, which is not great for the enemy team here, but Cher gets to absolutely annihilate Byleth. He's not too bulky on the res side, although just having HP and bonus stats definitely makes you more bulky in that sense. But Brave Erica cruising in. Odor just absolutely obliterating dual Ephraim. There's just not much they can do there. And Lara Shell's going to barely miss the 1-round KO on Plumeria, which, is a bit unfortunate, but that's how it goes when you run a slightly different setup. Here, running attack speed 2 instead of blade session. I don't even remember where. Oh, I think Legendary Byleth's using blade session, so we would have picked up the kill if we were running blade session, but that's how it goes. Well, I was considering attack speed bond for the memes, but yeah, not worth it. Of course, Legendary Byleth's going to annihilate Duma. Duma bonus doesn't actually do that much. I guess it gives him... Yeah, I guess it makes it harder for units to one-shot him, but that's not really saying much. At this point, Legendary Edelgard is going to have absolutely no chance against Odor. And, well, Odor is so great he can't even one-shot Kappa. Because she wasn't, solo, so that kind of adds to the salts. But Legendary Byleth, of course, can ignore Brave Erica's damage reduction, so that's just the free kill there, but they can't really deal with Lift right now. So they have to attack Odor instead. And well, of course, Lift isn't going to be able to one-shot Legendary Byleth, so he's just going to go after Plumeria. But Open the Future is now ready to go, and this Legendary Byleth can't attack without risking the ether or the bolt trap, but it wouldn't matter because Lift just one-shots, and that's GG. Here we have a triple Edelgard team. I mean, I'm not sure what to think about this because the main issue here is color and not enough smite bots. Only, I mean, you can use reposition in a lot of instances, but typically for Gale Force shenanigans, smite tends to be more useful, especially if you're trying to launch units onto traps to test them out or whatnot. But there's no Regan on this team for Kanto or anything, so they just have to go in however, and they decide to take this approach where they're just going to try and face tank, because of course Large Shell has inflicted the no counterattack shenanigans onto Fallen Edelgard. So Oder gets danced here, and let's see how much he does. Well, that's pretty rigged. I don't want to show you the replay, so that's pretty sad. Of course, attack defense solo isn't even active here, so yeah. Awkward. Yeah, looks like they just surrender. I feel like things might have been a little better for them if, you know, Fallen Edelgard didn't get one round KO'd by Oder there, but I mean, derp. That's why you gotta do your daily damage calcs, Kappa. Here they're just going for, of course, the save ball shenanigans. So Large Shell's pretty useless here. Easily going to get obliterated by Brave Hector. And not much we can do about that. Oder here is going to attack Brave Edelgard, but of course he's not going to do too much damage because she is invested more into defense, but he still does alright. Not too shabby for a rando 7-slot mythic. And they take out Duma here, presumably because Duma is going to do Duma things if you let him sit around long enough. So might as well get rid of him. But now, Brave Hector has to deal with Legendary Byleth, and no follow-up is pretty strong against Brave Hector. He's going to only proc Soul, of course, he wasn't going to be killing with Bonfire, I don't think. But Legendary Byleth also is unable to kill in one round, so has to clean up on the third attack there. But at this point, looks like they just surrender. Yeah, looks like we got ourselves a few duo heroes. Just a few. It's been a while. Ever since I stopped chucking on shenanigans for very pseudo anti-dual Lin shenanigans, people have been more inclined to use her, but Legendary Byleth, let's see what he does here. That is so rigged. This entire season is rigged, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Duma's upheaval. Legendary Byleth bonus equals epic memes. Well, at this point, I think the number one issue is just going to be the fact that, yeah, I don't know if duo thing can I do it here. I'm not going to pick up the one shot, so sure they have the duo skills and whatnot, so we're going to be able to check out a lot of damage here, but there's still quite a formidable army ready to attack here. Brave Erica doesn't even need armor effectiveness to pick up the 1-round KO there. Duma gets to do Duma things. I should probably stop running defense res solo on him and put distant counter back on, but we're just trying it out for a bit. And well, Larshall's just gonna get absolutely obliterated by Duo Makaya because, well, Mystic Boost and Cav effectiveness equals easy collapse. But definitely no match for Brave Erica. Luna is going to be absolute overkill. And we have ourselves a little diamond formation here, and we'll probably surrender here just because Regan can't take care of Brave Erica in one shot because of that damage reduction. Definitely quite annoying, but derp. And here we have ourselves a duo. Wait, is it Harmonized Leaf? Yeah. Harmonized Leaf. Keep forgetting it's not a duo hero. Speaking of which, the new duo Sothis, I'm just kind of like, yeah. Definitely can be a spooky unit, but pun intended. But I don't know. Just doesn't cut it for me. When it's totally feasible to. In terms of like the usual derp matchup cards, like if I have Legendary Crom up against her and she doesn't have IOT Shield, it's basically a 100% kill rate. There's not much to say about that because effective damage is effective damage, but at least, you know, you can't really use Dragon Slaying as effectively. But Leaf is just going to doing Leaf things. And they decide to hit end turn with Grima here, but thanks to Time's Pulse, we got our Sublime Heaven back. And guess he's not able to one-shot, so Byleth isn't able to one-shot either, but he doubles, so that's all we need to pick up the kill. And now Legendary Byleth can pick up a second kill. Absolute overkill on Naga. I should probably find some way to make my Naga more useful, but I haven't yet. And here we are with another Brave Hector, Duo Makaya as well here, and a pretty hefty infantry skill. Those stats are pretty sad. Pretty sad, gotta say. I have a Fallen Julia there, +8, not too shabby. But now we have removed their infantry skulls, so no more debuffs on our infantry units now. And, well, they just chucked Regan in there. Not sure what they were expecting, but Duma can just pick up the free kill in classic Duma fashion. And, you know, he's gonna get danced. And everyone's gonna start moving forward, pretty much. And now they're baiting out a Fallen Julia. Doesn't seem like a too terrible of an idea. Of course, Odor's gonna get danced by Olivia, and we have no more dances, but Fallen Julia can't pick up the one-shot, and no follow-up is putting in a lot of work. Of course, Legendary Byleth also can't one-run KO there, but we do get the reposition. Our healing tower is placed in a purposefully terrible location. It almost never procs in any useful instance. So, you know, it's just gonna be chilling over there doing its thing. Also known as nothing.
Yes, Lord Manfoy.
But Iceberg here, not able to one-shot Duma. Defense Resil on Duma is basically never active, that's why we have it on for the memes. But La Rochelle, with the no counterattack shenanigans, allows Duma to just obliterate Brave Hector. And Odor can clean up Fallen Julia after Legendary Byleth did most of the damage. And well, Kanto allows us to just run away. At this point, it looks pretty bad for them. Legendary Byleth gets the proc Sublime Heaven again. Altina's only doing 3 times 2 here, but she barely gets one shot. He's barely picking up one shots, which is not great. It's basically Legendary Byleth's future. He's going to miss one shots more and more as time goes on, and he's not going to be fast enough to actually get the no follow-up effect when he needs it. So, now, what are we gonna do about that? Nothing, because we have absolutely no plans to plus 10 him. If we do so, it would be just because he shared focus with some green unit we actually want to plus 10, and that's just how it goes when you're mass summoning. But at this point, Naga is totally going to solo carry Kappa. She's able to precisely one-shot Byleth, Pog. But of course that's not enough to save the match. And well, the current last replay so far, I expect to get at least one more within the remaining time. Ooh, plus 10 Leon, plus 10 Leon, plus 10 Faye, okay, Leanne, and Altina. With Wings of Mercy, okay. Looks like they decided to just hit end turn with Leon, which doesn't sound like a terrible idea, except for the fact that we have no follow-up. And Leon can't one-shot, so that's just Wings of Mercy real estate. And once again, Legendary Byleth unable to pick up the one-round KO. But at least looks like he's going to pick up the one-round KO here on Faye. Can't quite one-shot Byleth here, so Sublime Heaven's going to do quite a bit. Because Faye is a dragon. Rip. But yeah, Faye with Cher is pretty solid. Just for the null panic shenanigans. And well, of course, Leon's just gonna easily clean up Fallen Byleth, Legendary Byleth, but it's a bit too late at this point. Marshall can barely pick up the one-round KO on Leanne, and it just becomes a rampage from here. Because we got a dance incoming, and repo memes. So there's just always the lurking threat of one of the melee cabs getting danced. At least Leon is able to pick up the one shot on Larshell. Cher can easily obliterate Duma, especially since she's at full HP. Otherwise, he'd be able to survive the shots. But here comes the dance into the attack. Brave Erica going after Leon, unable to pick up the one shot, but Luna is going to absolutely overkill. And now she can just run with Kanto. And with that damage reduction on her, she's definitely going to survive a shot. Same thing for Fallen Edelgard here. And of course the extra action with Bonfire is most certainly killing. And well, Oder getting one shot. That's the big problem with Oder, he just does not have any way to deny follow-up attacks except being fast enough. Which his speed's not great, even though mine is plus speed. So bad. It's like viable in arena and stuff while he's bonus right now. I'm running attack speed solo on him in arena. Yeah, he can actually avoid doubles and naturally doubles units because we stack enough speed, but yeah, it's not really that practical. course, at this point, they can clean up the match if they want to, but not a great result dropping all those units, so they decide to surrender. And so far, a perfect season. Decent amount of rematches for the amount of defense replays we have. And while it's not quite reset yet, it's probably super close to reset at this point. But actually, also have not done Arena Assault yet, so we gotta do that. Legion's battles, it's just suffer games, trying to stay in top 1k. And Arena, we could go for, I was just goofballing all season, trying to get all 4 bonus kills of Odor. Not feasible in some matchups, he just cannot tank some hits. Let's just say there's some red units with effective damage against him that I can't quite take a counter from, and he can't one-shot, so yeah, not been going well, as you can see from our random score. But we could stay in tier 21 this season, but the problem is next season, it's still water season, but it's not anima season, so we can't, for example, run Odor or lift and abuse water blessings that way. So yeah, we're not trying to stay. We could if we wanted to. Just gotta fish for, I believe, 760s this week. But yep, Arena Assault, we just gotta do it. This should just be a once we get the run done kind of deal. We should just make top 1k. But we'll be probably back with probably silent footage of any remaining replays, but otherwise we'll be back when the results drop in. Well, it turns out we have one more replay. Excuse me, woo. Yeah, let's just get through this quick because I don't have all day to commentate. Happened to find this tiny window and there happened to be a replay recently, so convenient. This is probably all we're gonna get for the rest of the season, but Bride Fume definitely doing useful things here. Odor already coming in clutch with the plus 5 HP. Not that it would actually matter because Yorm still wouldn't have enough HP regardless. Okay, exact lethal. Totally not rigged. I mean, they had dual peony and everything there, so pretty rigged. But they don't run away far enough here, so Odor's just going to pick up the kill and duel in, and he's got Kanto, so he can just casually leave. Whoop. Now Laura Shell is on her way, and they decide to take her out with Ashera. Okay, that seems alright. Yeah, I don't know about having just attack speed 2 on Laura Shell. She just needs a lot of attack and speed, and she can't get enough of it. Especially when you're dealing with res shenanigans. Res, technically, I think is still the best offensive option, generally speaking. If you're going to do any sort of damage, it's generally better to attack res on offense, from what I've seen. Of course, there are exceptions. I've run into teams where it's like super heavy res tanks, but like no defense tanks. That's where like Regan comes in clutch, or Altina can Vantage Sweep or whatever. But yeah, Shira able to check out a lot of damage, and works well. All of that. This is totally not rigged. Oh gosh. But yep, Odor also going to face the same fate. It's not like he can do that much. Doesn't have super high HP. His bulk's alright, but even with G-Dual Cav 4, he still doesn't have enough HP. Feels bad. But, you know, Duma gets to clean up the scraps. And now he has Draconic Aura at 1 cooldown, which is pretty irrelevant because he doesn't have Distant Counter, but they have to deal with Byleth and Duma. And Duma is actually, for once, Defense Res Solo is active. So he actually does have 54 res and 51 defense, so it's not too bad. But yeah, well, this is probably it. We'll be back with the results, most likely. Alright, here we go. Top 13, 14k pog. Let's see here. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we lost no lift last season, which is pretty cool. This week we're just gonna suffer using Fiorm. Not much to say about, nothing much more to say there. I think we'll put our Catapult on this lane. It's pretty, this lane's also pretty decent, but we're just gonna stick with this and regret life decisions later. And actually for defensive structures, I feel like we might as well keep Panic Manor up, just because we can. We'll check it right here. Slightly different than previous seasons. We gotta definitely change out the team. I think we're going, or of course we're gonna bring back the second Bramamond. I think we're going to try out Legendary Byleth again for another season. Definitely probably going to do less than Crom will, but you never know. We'll see. We're gonna have an absolutely terrible time dealing with Moose Spell and Yuri bonus. Legendary Ryoma bonus is actually kind of sleeper. A sleeper shenanigan you could pull with, of course, the Legendary Hero Remix shenanigans, but yeah, we're not gonna try using him on offense. That sounds terrible. He just does not have enough HP, even though he's bonus. So we're intentionally demoted there. Should have an easy time getting back up. And yeah, we have to build a much stronger infrastructure in general if we want to stay in tier 21 arena consistently. That'll probably end up involving just building a ton of units that will be bonus at some time or not. That's typically the most consistent way, because the bottleneck nowadays is your bonus unit. You just need a strong scoring bonus unit with a strong core. You can have a strong core and a weak bonus unit and not stay in. So, speaking of which, it is Dark Major, our weakest season, but it just so happens that 852 happens to stay this week, so we will be entering our first round of all staying in tier 21 Mjolnir Strike for every season, which is cool, I guess, but it's not going to be consistent. This probably had something to do with just how people bounce in between tier 20 and 21. So we happen to luck out this time around. We'll see what happens next Dark Major, but we should be set to stay for the next 3 seasons. Yeah, 3 seasons. We'll see next Dark season if we can still hold on. But until then, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is ETH Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye!